I was just instructed to do a series called The ABCs of Spirituality, or as we may perhaps name it, the spiritual alphabet. So let's get started. A is for Ascension, awakening, and activation. These words go together in threes, and they may start a trend for forthcoming letters. Ascension is the process through which you ascend up the exponential scale of spiritual intelligence, of vibration, of light, of realizing your true divine nature. Somebody so depressed they can't even pick up the knife is a 0, and Jesus, Buddha, Zoroaster are 1,000. In between, we have the Dalai Lama, we have Hitler, we have Mother Teresa, we have Babaji, Mahavatar Babaji, and just a whole range of people. And most people who exist are between 1 and 400. And it is an exponential curve, so it slopes. And there's a lot of people on the bottom. It's pretty sad. But there's also a lot of people on the top and in the middle. And there are a lot of beings alive today who are above 900. And all the beings who have reached 1,000 are with us eternally. Because as you transcend spiritual intelligence, you gain access to more of reality. Now this might sound a little far-fetched, a little hard to grasp, but if your IQ is 80 and you were playing a video game or playing chess against somebody with an IQ of 200, they would smoke you, they would wipe the floor with you, and vice versa. And thanks to Howard Gardner, we understand 8 other types of intelligences, like musical intelligence. Mozart had a very high musical intelligence. My musical intelligence is okay, it's fair, it's not great. If I spend a lot of time developing it, it'll go up. And so we can argue about spatial, kinesthetic, artistic, analytical intelligences as you're able to consider more and understand more and know more about the world around you. An earthworm has very low intelligence, it's pretty much instinctual. Human beings have a lot. Elephants in the middle. Some say they're smarter than us. So what does it mean to ascend in your spiritual intelligence? And that's just a measurement I made up for your convenience. Next to that. Spiritual intelligence, you can think of spiritual intelligence like someone who's colorblind and someone who can see. If you're colorblind, you only perceive the world in several shades of contrast. Yet if you can see 20/20 perfect, excellent vision, you can see many more colors. But you still can't see, as of yet, ultraviolet light. All of those realities are true to the perceiver, to a bee, to a human, to a colorblind human, or a dog. So what does it mean to raise and elevate our perception? It means to see and notice and encounter more of reality. And for most of us, if we haven't seen something yet, it doesn't exist. Knowing is the felt sense experience or the conviction that it's true, period, for sure. Faith is a little bit below knowing. You believe something is true, but you also have this conviction that it's true. You believe something is true, and you also have this conviction that it's true. Hope is a little bit below faith. You believe something is true, maybe not, and you hope it's true. But I would actually put hope lower than belief. Hope is pretty common. So we have knowing, faith, belief, and hope. And below hope we have an idea. And this is where the world of imagination is. So to you, it may be an idea that consciousness is immortal and can rematerialize and dematerialize bodies to the point where resurrection is easy, and healing is definitely easy, to an enlightened master, SQ of 700, 800, pretty well connected, may or may not have mystical abilities, may or may not be able to see those colors, maybe not be able to bench press that much spiritual weight. Activation is when part of you is activated, is turned on. Your bicep isn't working, the strength of your arm isn't high, therefore your intelligence of it may be high, but is not fully utilized. So you activate the bicep and boom, you can use it, you can do all this stuff. And so when you're activated, you have the capacity to raise an intelligence, sometimes instantly. And some of my videos, some of my products are activations that will raise your SQ. And now just as activating a bicep is great, your bicep still needs nutrition. If you don't eat, it can wither, die, and atrophy, especially if you don't use it. So we have ascension, we have activation, and we have awareness. Awareness is consciousness, not the neuroelectrical activity of a brain, not the neuroelectrical activity of a brain, not the electrochemical activity of a brain. Awareness is that which underlies fundamental reality. From awareness, we have observation. From observation, we have collapse of quantum wave function. From that, we have particles. From that, we have matter. From that, we have physical material reality. And as E equals mc squared, we can traverse along this spectrum. And not just in that split second where a ton of energy is released and you have an atom bomb from splitting a few molecules the right way. However, realizing the power of a couple molecules, think about the power and the potential nuclear energy of your entire body. When you consider the 200 millivolt biofield of a human being, and you consider mystical powers and mystical abilities, and levitation and healing and making blasts of light and lighting stuff on fire with chi and other stuff, a lot of other fun superpowers. Is it possible that we can affect and control some of that energy? That on a low level is the placebo effect, and as the highest level is making suns. Now this calibration list I adapt from David Hawkins, who in his excellent book Power versus Force, and a lot of really, really good research that is replicatable with the right equipment and training. He calibrates Zoroaster, Jesus, Buddha at 1,000. He also calibrates archangels at 50,000. Our planet Gaia has a consciousness. Where would you put her? Where would you put the all on a number scale? Whether you call it God or source. Well, I'll give you a little hint. It's infinity. So for those of us who are really, really happy and proud or grateful or striving to go from 399 to 400 and cross that threshold, and 5, 6, and 7 to find this practical type of enlightenment, this neurological phenomenon that is accessible and teachable, and I have some resources for that too, and I recommend Finder's Course very highly for that, and we can go higher and even higher. Yeah, you can be an archangel, you can be a planet. Maybe you already are. Shamans train in projecting and transplanting and shifting their consciousness into animals. We understand this scale. If you can have the awareness, the consciousness of a even 500 somewhat powerful human, that you can shift it into a squirrel, you better bet that you can not only totally control that squirrel while taking care of your own body, but that you can level up. And as you level up to 5, 6, 7 continuously, you can have a planetary consciousness. You can be a planet, as in the incredibly metaphorical, beautiful, well done, and funny, and very good Guardians of the Galaxy 2 by Marvel. That is such a great, great organization, inspired by some pretty powerful beings that I know have worked with Stan Lee, who is an idol and a role model. As we think of mutants and superhumans and saints and healers and you, wherever you are at on that spectrum, what do you want to tune into? What do you want to experience? What do you want to be? Reality is your playground. You're learning this stuff from me and from your other teachers to help you on this quest. And you can choose to learn and practice and shift up, or deny, ignore, and maybe learn other ways, but maybe not practice anything or learn anything, and just give in to urges and desires and anger and lack and thought forms of destruction and unhappiness, and be trapped in your own hell, and be scared, and be nervous, and be afraid, and suffer. That, my friend, is a vibration you don't have to be at any longer. Whether it manifests as depression, anxiety, panic attacks, mental health issues, or anything else with the software and the hardware that you perceive to be your body and mind, I promise you there are better ways to feel good, to look good, to be happy. I promise you there are better ways to feel good and to be happy and to achieve your dreams and to not feel so compelled or needed to learn the hard way. Let me help you. And if I'm not the right fit, that's fine. Find people who can help. Level up. Heal thyself, then heal the world. Heal thyself, and heal the world. And pay it forward. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you.